Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Amputee Angler indoors. It's a bit of news. I have sold the boat, Bonefish, my little predator boat that I had, little open boat. I've sold it, and in this video I'm just going to quickly talk about why and the plans going forward for next year, which are quite exciting, and what's coming up here on the Amputee Angler. First of all, lots of new subscribers recently, so thanks for doing that. I know it's a lot of indoorsy videos at the minute, and I know people subscribe to fishing channels to watch fishing, but unfortunately we've had some serious weather, as you'll all be aware if you live in the UK, and obviously now not having a boat, that's going to limit that anyway. But there is plans. I'm going to try and get some flounder fishing in. The flounders have come back in now at the rivers, so I will try and get on and do a bit of flounder fishing soon, and I will try and get down to the Brighton Marina and have a go off of there. Trouble with that this time of year, you put a small bait down, you just catch whiting, and it doesn't make for a very good video or a very good fishing session. But I'll certainly get out there and have a go, and we will get some fishing stuff in. In the meantime, we're going to get cracking with the rod reviews and a few other bits and bobs and tackle. But let's talk about the boat. So Bonefish, I got Bonefish back in the spring. It's a lovely open boat, you know, 20-25 knots. It gets me to where I need to be fast and back again. It was a little bit bit painful on the back sometimes, because if you got the slightest bit of chop and you hit it, it does slam you down. But it was a lovely boat, and it done me really well. The trouble I've got as a fisherman is, because of my situation, I can go fishing quite a lot, and I'm grateful for that. But Bonefish limits me in the sort of fishing that I can do. Well, that's wrong. It doesn't limit me. I can do any sort of fishing, but it's not an ideal platform. And what I mean by that is I like turbot fishing. That's my bag. I enjoy that above anything else. I would rather go turbot fishing or try and catch turbot and blank than be inshore just catching all the bass when everyone's catching bass. It doesn't do anything for me. If everyone can have it, I don't really want it, sort of thing is where I'm at with it. But I spend a lot of time turbot fishing, and I've done that over the years, and it's just something I really enjoy doing. And a lot of my ground's turbot fishing. I'm lucky enough to have a lot of ground for turbot, and I know where to catch them and how to catch them. I've got ground all the way down to the east, way past Eastbourne and beyond. I'm Newhaven. I've got ground all the way down to Eastbourne. I've got ground straight out all the way to the French side of the channel, and I've got ground all the way down to the west, down off to Worthing way. So I'm quite lucky in the fact that I've got a lot of ground that I can fish. But having Bonefish, it's got a 22 litre tank, and then you have to carry a spare jerry can of fuel for 22 litres, and you go out there, and it's some of my grounds, they're 15-20 miles, and it's an hour and a half or an hour-ish steam going at full pout with a bit of wind in your face. And then when you get there, you do your day's fishing, and then you got to then come all the way home, because it's not really a platform that you can stay out on overnight. So the reason for that sale is now coming into winter. It's not pleasant to be on a boat that goes 20-25 knots when it's -1. It doesn't offer any wind protection, although you can obviously wear clothing, and you can't do any sort of fishing that I want to be doing this time of year, really. So it was the right time to sell it. It's gone back to Simpson Marine Boatyard. They've got it. We agreed a price that was fair for them and fair for me. And as part of that, I got some store credit as part of the deal. So I've now got an order in for a good few £100 worth of gear coming. So I'm going to do a little video on that when it all rocks up. We've got new rods, reels, and bits of tackle to come to go with everything that we've got already, so that's good. So I'm happy with that. So that takes care of the gear. I won't have to buy any gear next year other than some braid to load the reels up with. So that's all fun and exciting, and we do have another boat lined up. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it at the minute, because it's not a done deal, although it's between friends and it's a gentleman's agreement. But until something's done, it's not done, you know, same as any sort of deal. And until the money's in the bank and you've got the keys in your hand, nothing's done. So I won't go into too much detail about it, but safe to say it is a bigger boat. It does have a nice wheelhouse. It's got a big fuel tank, 140 litres I think it's got on it. And the plan with it is to get out and go and fish these turbot grounds in the summer. Some of my grounds are in the shipping lanes, and you can't anchor up in the shipping lanes, although I've seen people do it. You're not allowed to anchor up. So the plan is to fish through the day, and then I will drop either south into the separation zone or I will drop north and come out of the shipping lanes completely, throw an anchor in, and I'll either anchor a wreck or some rough ground, and then I will fish through the night, and then in the morning we'll have a short mile steam, and we're back on the grounds again. And what that means for me is, rather than having to go all the way out there for that long steam, fish, and then burn more fuel coming home, and then go back out the next day again, which I often do, it just means that I can stay out and be comfortable. I can cook some dinner. It's got a little stove in there. I can cook some dinner. I can get out of the wind or rain when it turns up. I can store my gear on the boat as well. So having 2 fake legs, I haven't got to keep lugging all the gear up and down. It's just going to make my life a lot easier. And I think the content that you guys are going to get next year is going to be incredible. And I say that with a little bit of trepidation and hope. Obviously, fishing is fishing. If it was catching, it would be called catching. But I'm quietly confident that the time that we've put in this year to finding all these little marks and all these little exploratory trips on Bonefish and out on a few friends' boats and stuff, I think next year that's gonna pay dividends. And we're gonna set ourselves a list of targets to go out and catch. And we are gonna, by hook or by crook, we are gonna catch these targets. And I'm not gonna say what they are yet. But I've got no problem saying what I'm going out to catch and when. I know some people don't like to mention it because they think it's bad luck, and I'm not going to mention what we're catching unless we catch it. I don't operate like that. If I'm going out to catch something, I will tell you that I'm going to go and catch it, and if I don't, then that's just how fishing goes. That's just it. I'm not a fan of these superstition things, so that's how it's going to pan out. And I'm really looking forward to it, and we're going to buy another GoPro to get you some more angles, and all in all, it's just going to totally elevate the YouTube experience and certainly what I can present to you. So thanks for all the followers. I do appreciate it. I will still be fishing even though there's no boat, certainly for the next month, 2 months, or whatever it's going to be, but I will get on the shore where I can, and I will put some content out there. In the meantime, really appreciate every follow, like, comment, okay, and I will keep it coming. Just bear with it. It will be a lot of indoor stuff at the minute. I'm going to redo my turbot rig making video, which is my most popular video so far. That'll be 1,000 likes by the end, or views, should I say. 1,000 likes would be nice, wouldn't it? 1,000 views by the end of the year, but I've noticed looking at it, the quality is not that great. And I can certainly improve that now we've got the GoPro. So I will redo that video, and you want to be watching that. If you want to try and catch some turbot next year, you should really get your eyes on that, because it will give you quite a jump ahead of things on that front, certainly. So I'll keep posting all the content, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching, and yeah, keep your eyes peeled for what boat is coming, because it's going to be a good one.